Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Altman, and I will hear myself twice because of Arrow. And also, we're joined by Pork Chop.
Hey, how's it going? Also, I will hear myself twice.
What's going on,
And
fellas?
Derek is also here, kind of. The voice of Derek. What's up, man?
I am here. I thought we might need a little music to kind of brighten things up a little bit today since, yesterday was a little rough. What do you guys think?
That sounds like some shit you hear at a funeral, Derek. That's not cheering anybody up.
Here, how about this instead?
It's Derek late at night.
This
When
was
he's
me
getting down on the
last
floor.
night.
Derek late at night when he's trying to seduce his wife, puts on this music, and it gets
It's
real
Derek's-
freaky.
It's Derek's fucking music, isn't it?
Yeah, he says,
It
Sarah,
was my
I
attempt.
bought you one tall Miller Lite. Enjoy this, because the rest of the time you're drinking Keystones, baby. And then after that, I'm gonna lay you down, and I'm gonna
Oh,
lay
yeah.
that wood, girl.
Get Keystone drunk, baby. No
Oh.
bitter beer face.
You
Oh,
wouldn't have
man,
bitter
that's
beer
good.
face if you were drinking 50 West.
Hey, that's why Greg didn't come on the
Absolutely.
show. Turns out it was his fault. I didn't know
Tom,
that.
you interrupted the goddamn promoting of the 50 West.
Oh, sorry.
Christ.
Oh, yeah, 50 West, man. That's our beer sponsor.
Yes, shout out 50 West.
50 West.
I was going to get to that because it is Greg's fault. We banned him from the show today. Chop jumped the fucking gun.
I jumped the gun. Sorry, I'm technically still kind of sleeping.
Well, weed's legalized now.
I'm in that twilight shit. You know what I mean? Where you wake up and you're not woke up. But go ahead about 50 West because it's delicious.
Yeah, you'd have no bitter beer face with 50 West.
No.
50 West
Fuck no.
Brewery. Great food. You got the new Philly cheesesteaks. They are delicious. If you're like Greg, you love the fry sauce.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
tons of variety of beers. Always coming out with multiple different beers, depending on the season as well. So you can get that at your local grocery store, or you can hit one of their fine locations up in Cincinnati and Chillicothe. They have locations, and you can find the beer pretty much anywhere around the state. So
You
Enjoy
can find
it.
it in lot 1 every home game
that is
for
well.
free. Free.
Which hopefully we have some for the Steelers game because the past two games we put a hurting on it.
It's
Yeah,
true.
we may not have any for the Steelers game.
We still
unless-
had some left yesterday, so we'll have
Okay.
some for the We'll have some for the Steelers game. I don't know how many it is, but we have some free beer for the Steelers game from 50 West.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So yesterday was not ideal. We talked about Stroud only being 62% passer. I wouldn't have known this. His percent was 59 yesterday. It's
I
not
didn't
like,
think it was that great either.
but 356 yards. 17 explosive plays.
Yes.
There was a stat that's tied for fourth most since 2000. 23 in the last 23 years. This team with Lou and company, that's like a halftime. I'm like, okay, they'll get this fixed. They'll get
Yeah.
it adjusted. We're just so
Yeah.
used to Lou doing that. We didn't see it. I mean, yeah, we got a couple stops there when they were trying to run out the clock and CTB's pick made it close. Tyler Boyd should have had the touchdown to go up 4. Even then, maybe they just run another explosive play and get a touchdown at the
What,
end of the game. Who knows? We weren't able to stop Noah fucking Brown with 170
Yeah.
yards yesterday.
Yeah, no shit.
What do they consider explosive plays? Because that was one thing that I noticed, and I went back and looked.
20
They
fucking
only
yards,
had-
maybe.
They only had one play over like 30. I think it was like 34 yards or something like that. So when you're talking explode, I mean, and that's all it was. It was chunk after chunk after chunk, and
Yeah.
I mean, there was no plays deep down the field except for that 34 yard or whatever it was.
And we completely disregarded their running game because it's been a non-factor all season.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
There you
Devin
go.
Singletary, who's their number 2, their number 1 guy's out, Damian Pierce. He puts up 150 yards, 5 yards per carry, a touchdown, 30 carries. The son of a bitch with only 1 catch and 11 yards can eat a bag of dicks. He couldn't have got 12 yards. I would have hit a parlay. I gambled, and I would have hit a parlay, a 5-thing parlay, and he had 11 yards, and it was 11.5. I needed 1 more yard to $10 turn into 100 plus. So thanks, jerk. Not only did you dominate my team in the run game, you couldn't get 1 more receiving yard, to help me win that portion of it. So I doubled down because that's what degenerate gamblers do, Derek told me. And I've got money that I give 0 shits about.
Derek helped you lose your money.
So I'm back at it again on the gambling. I'm chasing my money now, and
Right.
I've got another parlay involving Josh Allen and a lot of Dalton Kincaid involved in it with it.
Yeah.
They always, you know what they always say, the best thing to do is to chase your losses.
Oh yeah, and to be homeless at the end of the, at the end of the season.
As long as in your homelessness you have your cell phone so you can still cast bets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, bro. I mean, and Tank Dell, 6 catches, 56 yards. He did have the touchdown. I mean, we limited him. Their go-to guy, but then Noah Brown 7 for 172, and Dalton Schultz 4 for 71. So he averaged 17.8 per catch. Tight ends are just catching whatever they want down the field on us, and it's not ideal. And honestly, the one Dax broke up late in the game really could have been a pass interference on Schultz, but they didn't call it. So, neither here nor there, I guess. But yeah, Noah Brown's average was 24.6 on 7 catches. That's insane.
Yeah.
You can't have it. So we're talking explosive plays right there. The man averaged 24.6 yards per catch, 7 of them.
Yeah, Noah, I mean, literally was just finding holes in the zone and just sitting in them. That's all it was yesterday.
And another thing I'm worried about this week, so besides Devin Singletary with 150 yards, they had 2 end-arounds, one to Hutchinson that went for 17 yards and one to Tank Dell that went for 13. I remember how that Ravens game ended here when we played them.
Yeah.
That's the shit they were doing, right? Duvernay and those guys, I mean, they just different guys, right? And the misdirection, and they're going to do some reverses. Then that gets the run game going. You got Lamar that can run. Trey Hendrickson, I guess he's day-to-day. We've heard all kinds of different stuff today. I think Zach said day-to-day.
Everybody's day-to-day with Zach Taylor.
I still don't think he plays Thursday, just guessing on a short week. Hubbard, I don't know what they've said about his availability, but he's likely out again. Higgins likely out again.
You said Hubbard's likely out on Thursday?
Well, I heard Hubbard and T were both day-to-day as well, so who knows?
And everybody's fucking day-to-day with Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Joe's calf was day-to-day for a goddamn 2 months.
Yeah.
And we've kind of said that we thought the line was gelling. They were fucking 1 step forward, 2 steps back in that game yesterday. Because, I mean, Sheldon Rankins, 3 sacks in the interior. I think all against Alex Kappa. We've looked at Kappa as just Mr. Solid, at least, he gets beat here and there, but overall, he does his job most of the game. Nah.
Those were some brutal sacks, too.
Yeah.
God dang, man. Yeah. Joe they were tossing him around. Those were brutal sacks. They weren't just hits. They were like fucking folding him up.
And it wasn't just – the scary thing was he was running for his life, I thought, again. Yeah. I thought we had gotten away from that. And it seemed like, even the big play to Chase and all these plays that he made, they were still getting pressure on him.
And did I read it correctly, though, that Houston is one of the top pass rushing teams in the NFL right now?
It wouldn't surprise me. The defensive coach.
It was definitely a big test for them this week, and they failed with flying calls.
Right.
Well, they certainly weren't. They weren't sack-wise. They were nothing compared to the Bill. They're middle of the pack in sacks, but, I mean, the pressure seems to be there. So the pressure stats might be a lot higher. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I know they weren't supposed to do what they did yesterday.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Poor Chop's taint is
My
also
taint
day-to-day.
is also day-to-day. But I got some Tiger Balm for it, so don't sweat it.
Well, that's like Steven Nelson wasn't even supposed to play. He played,
Yeah.
Still had 4 tackles, was out there in coverage. So I'm sorry, man. If you guys can go. Like Chase, it was almost like part decoy, part not early in that game. They threw to him a couple times, absolutely needed on these third downs and come up, and we're running these third downs where the routes are 2 yards short every time.
What I heard was that Chase was kind of going to be a decoy. He was going to test. He was testing his back, and then at some point he said, "Yeah, I feel like I can go." And so that's when they started throwing him the ball, and that's when we started making plays.
Yeah, Chase, and he's important, man. He's an important piece. So hopefully he's still feeling good this week because we're going to have him. This is probably about as bad as I felt about a game all season, though.
Yeah,
because with Hendrickson and Hubbard potentially out. And the way the way the Texans of all people just ran the ball on us, scared shitless, man. In Baltimore, primetime game.
Right. Yes.
I wish I had more faith right now, but right now, I'm just feeling like we're gonna have a tough time staying in that game because we can't let them get out to an early lead and just run the ball.
No, I agree. I'm not worried about the 5-4. 5-4 is what we do, I guess. Every season we go 5-4, and every season this is where we're at. And then every season we're in the AFC Championship with Joey B. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to worry about 5-5.
Derek's getting his car bath.
Oh, you getting a car wash? I got to try to watch Big Fancy today.
The one thing that worried me was, and I'd said this in our group chat, was we talked up the speed of this defensive backfield all year long.
It's true.
And the one thing that I saw over and over and over again was these guys getting beat. Now, granted, they played a lot of zone yesterday, but that one play where they had Tank Dell got a touchdown on, it was just his speed was how he scored. And we had our two slowest guys on him.
Well, it's not just that, man. Guys were wide fucking open 15 yards down the field, and nobody was 5 yards around them.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And C.J. Stroud just fucking picked our defense apart. They let nothing against C.J. Stroud being a rookie or whatever, man, but this team, we all considered our defense be like top 5 defense in the NFL, and C.J. Stroud, a rookie, fucking came in there and diced it the fuck up. Wasn't the run game he leaned on or anything like that. Yeah, they ran 150 yards, but he didn't have to lean on the run game because he had fucking huge plays downfield.
Crip, you said you don't want to hear me being a homer, man, but all you're doing is tempting me here to.
Yeah.
Don't tempt us with a good time, right?
Now, the Buckeyes are number 1 in the college football poll, but they're not the number 1 team in the country. That's Georgia. Until somebody takes their title from them, they're number 1. I don't care what anybody says. That's the real number 1.
Sadly, it's not my team with 3 fucking losses.
Yeah, but Jalen Daniels, man, and since, we didn't do a post-game show, Karen and Matt was going to come on with me yesterday because I didn't go to the game. But we lost, so we obviously, we're not – I'm not coming on here with Matt Schultz after a loss.
No. God, no.
My mental health can't take it. I love you, Matt. There's no way.
I love Matt, but I keep saying he is the epitome of that Dr. Pepper commercial.
Or the Snickers commercial before they eat the Snickers.
Yeah, Matt, grab a Snickers.
Yeah, that motherfucker needs a Snicker.
I love that guy.
So Parker with a little offensive line insight, as we were kind of talking about a little bit ago. He said it was a great week for 67 and 73 versus Will Anderson. I saw Anderson get some pressure, but I don't know where it was coming from, but Parker's going back and watched the tape. So, and he's also saying, just 75, Zeus struggled to anchor all season.
Yeah, he got beat with speed bad yesterday.
Yeah.
The speed off the edge kept getting him over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was just I just saw it 2 steps back, like I said, for our offensive line. Maybe some guys graded out okay. Kappa was really, really bad, like I said, giving up, I'm pretty sure, all 3 of those sacks to Rankins. I didn't see that coming as far as that. I thought, okay, maybe offensive shootout, but we had to struggle to get back in that game late. We scored those 7 points right off the rip on a touchdown to Irwin. And then it's just like we're asleep at the wheel after that on offense.
What's our conversation like today? That whole game is what it is, and then Tyler Boyd catches that fucking touchdown and we win. What's our conversation today?
We stole one, baby.
I don't even know if it would have won, though.
We've been up by
Tyler
4,
Boyd
though.
would've
They would have
caught
had to
that
score a
ball,
touchdown.
we still wouldn't have been able to. I understand that, but we still was not stopping that offense.
They might have
So
ran
I
out
don't
of
even know that we
time.
would have won.
They
We
might
did,
have ran
though.
out of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
they didn't
might
kick
have.
a field goal
Might
because
have.
that was their goal, but I mean, there's a good chance they're going to run out of time.
Yeah, because they just had the one timeout because they had used 2 on that stand, so they only had the one. And if he catches it, you're up 4. It changes a lot of things. Instead, you're
Yep.
tied. But you know, they're more aggressive if they're down 4 and they hit a big play. I don't know. We'll never know, right? Because he didn't catch it.
Right.
So it's one that normally you think he'd catch. He just had the big play. Right. I thought he was going to score on the play before, and they were really going to have a lot of time for the Texans. Right.
Yeah.
You know, basically the 2-minute warning. But I don't know.
You know, I agree with Matt here. You can't blame Tyler, but you can fucking blame Tyler. Like the whole game was shit, but still, you catch that fucking ball, which is your job, and we possibly win the game. Was the whole game shit? Yeah, the whole game was shit, but guess what? Tyler Boyd still dropped that pass, so you can still blame him. Not the whole loss, but guess what? He fucking dropped the pass.
8 catches, 117 yards. He had his best game of the season. Didn't catch that one. It's just brutal. You know, it's a brutal way to lose there and a brutal way to have that.
And it was a great pass, too.
But, yeah, the pass is there. It's in his hands. I mean, you got to catch it, right? I mean, yes, he gets some blame. Lou gets a ton of blame.
Oh, yeah.
The defense gets a ton of blame, over 500-plus yards. The offensive line gets blame.
Also,
they were pressure on Joe all game. Tons of blame to spread around, I mean, honestly.
Let me just ask this. What the fuck happened to the play action and going under center? What the fuck happened to being under center? Like the game before that, we're under center like 50% of the time. And yesterday, did they even go under center? I don't remember a play.
They did until they got down bad, and then they started just going from shotgun. That's the whole thing. I think their under center game, they think works only when the game is close, and it's like once they get behind, they get too far behind, they just go straight shotgun and just trying to throw. Which that goes to that 3rd and goal to Tyler Boyd. You know, if they would have ran the ball on 1st down, and they maybe even ran the ball on 2nd down. I mean, you know, I thought Zach's play calling or Burrow's checks were bad all game, because I mean you're throwing to the flats, you're throwing short of the sticks and trying to go after the 1st down. It just seemed like every single ball was going at or near the line of scrimmage this whole game.
Well, and I've got some personnel decision issues as well. I'm happy that Tanner Hudson came up.
Yeah, right.
But how does this man end up with only 20 snaps, less than Sample and Irv Smith both?
Hey, let me ask you this.
He catches five passes on the opening drive, ends up with 6 total. That one pick to Drew. I mean, I know it was high, but let's just say it's Tanner Hudson. Maybe he's a little bit bigger, you know, than Drew. Yeah. He's got a little more athletic ability. Maybe he goes up and gets his hands on it. I don't know if he does or doesn't. But why are we not giving this guy more snaps when all he does is go out there and produce? And clearly, Joe trusts him. So many of those like 3rd downs early.
It was every fucking snap. He was throwing it to Tanner, throwing it to Tanner, throwing it to Tanner. I swear to God, I was sitting in the stands and I thought, man, Tanner Hudson is going to beat fucking Jamar Chase's 15 catch thing today.
Man, and we almost had ourselves a huddy tutty, guys. He got held, and they called pass interference in the end zone, and then Joe Mixon rushed in for the touchdown. But that ball was going to Hudson, and I was so disappointed that he wasn't able to catch that.
Yeah, that guy pushed him out twice. He pushed him out once, he come back in, he pushed him out again. Yeah. And they're like, you can't force him out. Like it was very odd. Exactly. And then the refs took forever still to call that. And I'm like, it was right in front of you.
There was a couple yesterday where every single ref threw a flag, so they all saw the same thing. And then they fucking get together and they talk for 5 minutes. Like,
yeah, they did that a few times. Yeah. But my other personnel decision, which I'm starting to get tired of just talking about it because I don't guess it's going to change. I tweeted about it earlier. Nick Scott, 84% of the snaps. Right. 63 snaps. Jordan Battle with 11. They both end up with 3 tackles. Nick Scott run blitz late in that game. Boom, Devin Singletary just goes right by him for a 1st down. He's part of the missed tackle. I think Pratt, people said, was the other guy who was there. That allows them to get like 10 or 15 extra yards for the easier field goal at the end of that game. Nick Scott is ranked number 88 out of 88 ranked safeties.
Out of
per
88
PFF.
safeties.
He is dead fucking last. And we still trot this man out there the entire game. I'm sorry. It's like, then
Don't
people's
be
like,
sorry.
well, you're basically shitting on Lou. And look
Yeah.
how great Lou is. Guys, I love Lou. We have praised Lou, and he is a fantastic defense coordinator and deserves a head coaching job. But you got to get Nick Scott out of there.
Yeah.
He is a liability. He is hurting this team and costing us games.
This is what I would agree, Dale, that the one I love Lou too, but the one knock that I have on Lou is he does not like to play rookies. For some
DJ
reason,
Turner?
man, he'll put the veteran in there and keep letting them play when the rookie is doing good. Cam Taylor-Britt doesn't come in last year when he came in if Cheeto doesn't get hurt.
Well,
yeah, was he going to?
But he was starting that game with over Eli Apple when Cheeto got hurt. He was starting that game. So they had made that move. It just took them that many weeks to make it. But he was starting over Eli Apple,
9,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, against Cleveland.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe
Lou will have finally seen enough. I'm hoping that Lou has finally seen enough because, man, it was really bad again yesterday. Yeah. His coverage grade is like 30. 30.
Yeah. Matt Hamilton and I were talking on the old X when on that exact play. I said, what's going on here? And he kind of explained it to me. I said, when you're gambling, I said, that's like gambling on a fart. All you're going to do is embarrass yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parker says that the rookies are playing. He just seems opposed to starting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He talked about more of a split after Battle had a really good game. I think it was against the Cardinals, and he had more snaps.
Oh.
And we've all been week after week anticipating more snaps. And week after week, it's still the 80-some to like 10 to 15 for percentage-wise. And I don't understand
Which technically that's a split. It's just 80-20 split.
I got 3 things I wanted to say that I thought about while we were sitting there talking. But first of all, I want to give a shout-out to Jalen Battle. He came out to Lot 1, was hanging out. Jordan Battle's little brother. Does not look like a little brother to me because this dude is like 6'8".
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's a tall dude.
He's tall as fuck, yeah. So, yeah, definitely shout out to him for coming out to Lot 1 and hang out with us. But did you guys notice that they had DJ Turner starting over Cheeto? And do you think that was there? Do you read anything into that?
No.
I feel like the splits have already been that way. So
yeah,
every week when I read off these snap counts the last few games, I mean, it hasn't changed from early in the year where we thought he was just getting mixed in. He's played so well. Once again, let me see what he ended up with. I didn't have that one marked, I don't think.
Hey, while you're looking there, yeah, when Jalen Battle came to the truck, he put his coat in big fancy, right? Because he didn't walk around because the sun came out. And when he came back, he gets his coat and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, pork chop." He was like, "I saw that Cincy hat laying in there. It's the same one you got, Dale, the beanie or whatever."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Let me buy that off you." So I ended up giving it to him. So I got to get a new one. I got to take a call. I'll be right back.
You're too nice, Chop. But, yeah, it ended up being the splits was 53 snaps for Turner, 71%. Cheeto with 33, 44%. So it's kind of been that. You know, if anything, I think Turner's even gotten more of some of this season. So I think he's the starter and going. I don't see it changing. He's the rookie. He's the future, and he's playing well. I mean, you're going to get beat at times. That's life in the NFL, but he's playing pretty well.
He had a great play yesterday on was it
Tank,
Dalton Schultz? Or no, it was on Tank Dell, wasn't it?
Tank, yeah, where he got his head around and got his hand up, and that gave us a chance to get the ball back and potentially win the game. You know, we don't even get the ball back there if that's complete.
But that's one thing I was thinking was you've got a guy like him who is getting the snaps. Why are we not seeing the same thing out of Battle? There's some kind of disconnect there that I'm not seeing.
I don't know, but I mean, it's just I would understand like if he was a good the only grade he has that's good is 80, and that's as a pass rusher. He doesn't hardly do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the other grades that make him the last ranked safety is coverage and tackling.
Yeah.
You know, his coverage is
what are
like
the two
30 and his
things you need
tackling's
as a
in the
safety?
50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not getting either of those things from him. Jordan Battle was one of the best coverage guys. And even though he doesn't have enough snaps to qualify per PFF, he would be 14th, like around 14th overall. It says tied for 8th, but I don't know why. But he would be 14th in the overall grade. So
Yeah.
I just think you got to play him. I don't.
Yeah.
You got to try, right? Because what you're doing now isn't working. And yes, we had a 4-game winning streak, blah, blah, blah. But Jordan Battle was part of what started that 4-game winning streak, was he not?
Yep, exactly.
So
And that pick by freaking Cam Taylor Britt by Juice, I said to you guys in the group chat, I said, if any receiver in the NFL other than Tank Dell would have been running behind him, that would have been a pick 6 easily. So Mama Juice, you got to pour one out for the boy on that one.
Yeah, it would have been a pick 6. Obviously, I don't know that we still scored on that drive, thankfully,
Right.
and had our opportunities. But man, I thought he had it too.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, man. Plays off turnovers. I mean, we are not our points off turnovers. It's not happening unless we get a pick 6. It seems like we get nothing off of turnovers besides changing field position.
Yeah, and I mean they really outplayed us overall. Like, I mean, it was halftime, and even though the time of possession was close, they had marched right up and down the field. They had almost 300 yards total to our like 130 or something. You know, they almost tripled us up. I know that at the half, and you know, they didn't really slow down much in the second half. Like I said, there was when they were trying to kind of run the game out at the end. We got to stop and that turnover with the pick, but it was just a bad game. It's one of those games where you feel like burn the tape, and you got such a quick turnaround to Thursday.
Yeah.
But man, and Trey getting injured the way he got injured by a guy who was 10 yards downfield pulling out. Man, I don't think the guy did anything dirty. It's just so fucking shitty that
it sucks because like I rewatched it. I'm like, you know, when you fall and you feel like you can catch yourself and you just keep falling until finally you just hit the fucking dirt. That's what happened to that dude. Like, as much as I hate to say it, there was nothing egregious about it. It just sucks.
That's the drunk stumble and fall.
Yes, that's exactly what that is.
But it's just frustrating because at least you'd have Trey this week. You really need, I mean, and the Ravens, they're playing so great. Somehow they let Cleveland come back and beat them. That still blows my mind. They had a pick 6.
Every squirrel gets a nut.
Yeah.
No, now freaking Pittsburgh is like, they got a freaking bag full of nuts right now because I don't know how in the hell this team keeps winning, but they do.
It's because their quarterback's an MVP.
Yeah.
Well, you just wait, man, because Tyler Kelly's going to come on this show. This fucking fool. Look.
Yeah.
He 100% believes that Kenny Pickett could be the MVP this year.
No, gosh.
We wondered about the receiver who would get more is obviously Irwin. He ended up with 81% of the snaps in place of T. Yoshi still had 28%, but you know, obviously and Yoshi got dinged up at one point. So do we know if it would have been more even of a split? Who knows?
There was one play by Yoshi, and maybe this is one of those things where it's like, rookie, you've got to get on the same page as Burrow. Because what's the one thing Burrow always says? What does he always say? If you're, I can't remember how it goes, but like, if you're right up next to him, you hit the go ball. If you're tied with the defensive back running downfield, you don't come back for the back shoulder. You go for the go ball, and that's what Burrow went for. And man, I can't remember the quotes he always says for that.
But yeah, Yoshi stopped on it, and it was one of those that was just thrown on down the field.
Yeah.
Yep. Did Burrow get on his ass after that? I was trying to see if Burrow's getting on his ass, but I didn't see it.
I don't think they had time to even do. They were.
Yeah.
I think that was in the middle of still trying to come back and all that. We were down so much.
Which I'm not gonna lie, man. I left. the game. When Burrow got that last interception, I told John had to go to work at 7. I'm like, fuck it, because I didn't want to sit in that traffic if we're going to lose. And then we're going down the escalator and hear, touchdown Bengals. And I'm like, keep walking, John. We can't watch. If the Bengals are coming back, we can't go watch. They're winning because we're leaving.
Yeah.
And then we walk out and we get in that big fancy, and I turn it on, and it's the end of the game, and I hear Tyler Boyd bobbling that pass and dropping it. I was like, shit.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people that left, and then there was a bunch of people when the screams happened. They came flooding back to their seat.
Man, I felt horrible. I was out, and I could hear in lot 1, I could hear that stadium just going crazy, and I thought, what the fuck did I leave for?
Oh, that's the hardest thing, too, because when we had to leave for the Rams game, we had to leave at halftime.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so hard because you're in the parking lot and you hear people screaming, and you're like, oh.
Right.
Yeah, that's different, Derek. You got a whole half, man. Do it. You got a whole half. The end of the
Foxy
game.
was in the parking lot, too, and he was like, damn, I left. He was like, then I hear everything going on. I'm like, I shouldn't have left.
Yeah.
Like, same. But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough. And there was did you guys notice this? There was a couple of balls that Burrow sailed.
Yeah.
Do you think that he'd done that several times? And I was like, is that something that you start to wonder about the finger that, that he had bloodied up? Like, is there more about that finger that we don't know about, and that, that changes the feeling a lot?
I don't think so. I think that's just, it's just football, and I think he was pressing, especially those 2 interceptions late in that game where he's just, he's trying to come back. The offense looks so bad. He's trying to be Super Joe. I mean,
and he was a couple times. I mean, that pass to Chase, 64 yards or whatever, that was magic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just Burrow and Chase being Burrow and Chase.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we need more Burrow and Chase being Burrow and Chase. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I just think that it almost proves we need either Chase or we need Higgins on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were just using Chase as a decoy, except for when he was going to Tanner Hudson every fucking play. I mean, that would move the ball. He moved the ball right down the field, and we scored on that first drive, Tanner Hudson.
I was going to say, I think Tanner Hudson got 95% of the yards on that first drive.
Yeah. Well, and Chase he ended up with 5 catches. He only had 6 targets. He's got he's got to get more targets than that. You've got to get that man the ball. And I know we talked about early in the game where I guess they're filling it out, this, that, and the other. But man, if he's out there, I'm getting him the ball and I'm saying, we need you, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like Boyd had 8 catches, but he had 12 targets. And it wasn't just that drop in the end zone. He had another drop earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Was right in his hands. That he was like thinking about running, and he just.
Well, he dropped one in the Super Bowl too, didn't he? But got me thinking about that. Like, didn't he drop one in the Super Bowl that was like a sure-handed catch? Like Boyd never drops, and then he dropped. Like, it was his first catch he dropped all season was in the Super Bowl that year, wasn't it?
His entire career, that was the first one he dropped. But his entire career, I think they said he's averaged 3 drops a season, and he's got like 500.
Well, he had two yesterday. So
Yeah, hopefully he's done.
I know
For the year.
So now we should throw to him constantly.
He's got like 500. I think they said 513 catches in his career, to like 29 drops or something crazy.
Yeah, I think maybe I did. Will's saying you see Travion Williams get yelled at for being out of place a couple times between him and Chris Evans. No wonder Mix. Yeah, Mixon's getting 75% around that percentage of snaps every week, and it's not ideal. But once again, they didn't go and invest in a running back too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can say they drafted Chase Brown, and maybe if he's healthy, he's starting to take that over, but he's not.
Yeah,
we all thought that was the spot they could upgrade. Kind of like tight end.
Man,
we love Tanner Hudson, but man, imagine if you would have upgraded somebody besides, hey, Irv Smith's still out there. Let's get him at the end of all this. Imagine Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looked good yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked damn good.
1 year, $8 million. That's it.
I'm still not on the draft Brock Bowers in the first round, though.
I know you're a hater. The dude's a beast.
You don't want Brock Bowers if it was.
I do, but I don't want to draft him in the first round, man. I hate using Now maybe this year's kind of made me change my tone a little bit because I think it's more valuable of a position than I think it is. But
Imagine
just-
if Burrow had Travis Kelce.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like that, Derek?
If he had Travis Kelce, he wouldn't be able to afford both Chase and T, or
I mean, they had Tyreek
Travis
Hill.
Kelce and
They
Chase.
had Tyreek Hill for a while.
If it's not,
Yeah.
hey, Derek, if it's not Brock Bowers, what position is it? Nothing on offense that we're drafting.
D tackle, man.
D tackle, absolutely.
I
100%.
agree. That's what I was getting at. Is I'm saying we need a fucking pass rusher, man. We need someone bad.
Yeah. And we extended
Someone
Trey,
that
and we
can
still
start
got Hubbard.
next year and make a difference.
I want more from the interior guys, but we're going to also have to potentially look edge too. If Joseph Osai, man, I don't get it. I don't understand that Chiefs game runt him. Apparently, he had such a good game and such a good streak at the end of the season. He just looked like, all right, there's the guy I saw at Texas. This guy's going to be a beast. Yes, we do. Jerzon Johnny Newton from Illinois. He's a stud, man. He's not an overly big dude, but that's your disruptor, your pass rush guy. I mean, he does a little bit of everything, but he's like last year. He led in like maybe sacks and pressures or something from the interior D lineman. I like him.
We need next year. We need Harold Perkins Jr.
Man, you and this LSU thing, man.
Man, come on. I don't care if you're LSU or not. You don't want Harold Perkins Jr. on our team?
What are we going to do? Put him in linebacker like LSU does?
We're going to play him. No. We're going to play him like TJ Watt.
We'll worry about the next draft and the next draft. Jeez, we're jumping ahead like 2 years, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's not going to be in the draft this year. We got to jump ahead.
I know. So I can't worry about that, man. I'm trying to win the Super Bowl next year in the Superdome, remember?
Yeah.
So back to back,
year.
hopefully. I know that's what I'm saying. Hopefully back to back, but
guys, we're fucking 5-4. All right.
Yeah.
We're 5-4 last year. We're 5-4 the year before that.
Yeah.
So
now I will say this though, with the 5-4, and I kind of made a point on Twitter. There are a lot of teams in the AFC that are going to be around that 10-11 win range. So you almost have to win out the rest of the way. I mean, you could afford to drop maybe 1, maybe 2 games and sneak into the playoffs somehow, but it's going to be a tough road ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're 11-6, I think you get in.
But you got to think about if you're 11-6,
13-4.
I'm just saying all these teams are still playing each other too, and we're playing a bunch of them, so we'd be giving a bunch of these teams losses in there.
Exactly.
Hopefully. So
I think one out on Thursday. We're starting on Thursday.
You got to aim for 11-6, and
my whole thing was, do the Texans win their division?
I don't know who's leading it. Well, they got the Colts in there with them, and
they got the Colts, and they got
just dropped one
Jacksonville.
Yesterday. They got their asses handed to them by San Francisco.
I don't know. I mean, they were Jacksonville, in my opinion. I don't think
so. There's one team that's got a loss over you, and then do the Bills win their division? Now we've got the win over the Bills, so that helps us out. But like, there's a bunch
our
of
only AFC win. I know that's what hurts us.
Yeah,
but I still think we're talking. That's us winning. 6, going 6-2 the rest of the way. I think if we go 6-2 the rest of the way, we got a good shot to make it because we're playing all these teams. We're playing all the playoff teams. So if we can go 6-2 against what's on our schedule, I think we'll be all right. But you got to start winning, man. We can't have games like yesterday.
Now, what do you think about the division? Do you have to go 4-0 the rest of the way? I think you have to, don't you?
We have. To tell you the truth, we have to at least win Thursday. Start with Thursday because if not, they swept us. So
I mean, if you want to win
like
the division, you've got to go 4-0 in the division. But a wild card, you wouldn't necessarily have to still sweep this division. It could be one of your 2 losses. I think you'd be okay. But we still got 4 of them, like you said. So one at a time, baby. One at a time.
One at a time. Hey, like Burrow says, man, just get 1-0 every week. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people get so cocky on the like Twitter and stuff. This fan base is just like, Texans, yeah, we'll beat them. You know, you hear it all the time. It's like, oh, they've got 12 guys on their injury report.
23, 24 at one point.
Whatever, 23.
Yeah.
Okay, was that C.J. Stroud? You know what I mean? Was that like we're gonna get every team's best shot. We talked about this early in the season. We shouldn't act like we're not going to. So we've got to show up every week. And I don't know what the hell happened this week because it just felt like both sides of the ball was very flat after that first offensive drive.
And that was one thing that Paul Dehner talked about today. This team is like, what happens when we keep stalling week after week after week? We barely have won these games where we've stalled out. You know, we get the first touchdown, and then they just fizzle out from then on. And then you're basically letting these teams come back in. And you've seen what happened with the Texans when you stall out. They freaking take control. I mean, we did it against Seattle. We did it against the 49ers. We did it against Buffalo. I mean, when you stall out, man, it just –
Yeah, and we've been scoring on both of our first two drives. You know, you get up like that, I don't know, you just we're not putting teams away. It's just I don't know what happens with and I know people are like, "Oh, you're blaming Zach." No, whatever. He calls the plays, so you've got to find some better play calls.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just felt like we were going east and west way too much when we had that lull.
Yeah.
It's just everything is, go down the fit. Everything's right at the line or behind the line. You're starting behind and throw out the damn sweep toss out of the playbook.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of seeing it lose 5 yards every time you run it.
Oh shit, man.
Yep.
That's why Mixon was negative 2 yards for like 2 catches yesterday.
And you hate to see it, but it almost seems like Burrow and Zach both were almost afraid to attack that cover 2. And it goes back to last year. They were afraid to attack the cover 2 last year, and they were just trying to dink and dunk it, and that's when you run into trouble.
But the dink and dunk is at the line of scrimmage and behind it.
Yeah,
That's my problem. Like, at least, hey, 5'6", Peyton Manning made a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
And everything we're doing, starting at the line of scrimmage or behind it, I just don't understand some of these route concepts that we run. It blows my mind for an NFL team to constantly do this and have the lull week after week after week, where we'll go 2 quarters without, and it's just pump. It's happening way too much. You have way too much talent on this team for this to continue to happen. T or no T, you still had Jamar, Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Trenton Irwin, who's done nothing but make plays when you get him the ball, but you're not getting anyone the ball down the field.
Yeah.
I don't know. Frustrating loss. Like, obviously the sky's not falling, and I'm just annoyed with that. The losses seem to be the same formula where we go to sleep for 2 quarters on offense, and the defense can't stop the run in a lot of those games.
It's not good for shirt sales. These losses
and tight ends. Cover a fucking tight end. Trey Flowers, man, come back home. We need you back next year. Because I am tired of seeing Dax Hill and anyone else try to guard these tight ends. Trey Flowers, man, underrated dude.
But Dax did make a hell of a play on Dalton Schultz, though.
It could have been pass interference, I thought.
Could have been pass interference from what I've heard.
Yeah.
When I see it, I'm like, yeah, he got there a tad early, but whatever.
Hey, that tackle that Cam Taylor-Britt did on Dalton Kincaid that they were saying – people were saying on Twitter like he didn't get fined for this. He made the same exact tackle on fucking
on Schultz.
Dalton Schultz yesterday, where he does that slide into him.
Slide tackle him.
He was almost channeling his inner. What's the cornerback we used to have that every time a guy would go up the ball, he'd take their legs out.
I didn't know this.
Damn it, he's in the Ring of Honor. It's killing me.
I don't know.
Ken Riley.
Will said Trey Flowers got cut recently. I didn't know that. Yeah, Dax Hill's fine overall. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying about covering tight ends.
Right.
And he's doing well as a say. I mean, he's in comparison to Nick Scott. Yes, Nick Scott Terrible signing. I didn't like when we brought him in. We're all like, who? But they really, they're targeting this guy. Apparently, we thought they'd sign Taylor Rapp from the Rams, which I don't know. I don't think he could be worse than Nick. No one apparently would have been worse than Nick Scott. He could have signed anyone.
No shit, man. They could have signed me.
Could have signed Pork Chop.
Yeah, could have signed Pork Chop. I'd have just stood in that goddamn field, and somebody could have come and helped me over to the sideline because my ankle hurts. It's just sore, just from being overweight and old.
Yeah. Well, boys, I don't know.
Oh, good news is, let me just say, I'm going to trim up my mustache today because I haven't been doing it because we've been winning. So at least I'm going to trim up my mustache and cut my hair today. I'm fucking superstitious, man.
Oh, I was almost. I told Iceman during the game when we mounted the comeback. I was almost. My superstitions was getting the best of me. I took my mask off, and we started mounting that comeback. I'm like, is this the end of the Orange Arrow? But we didn't end up winning. So
nope. So he's gonna be there again at the Steelers.
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back at the Steelers game.
Yeah.
You're gonna shave your balls, Derek? Is that gonna be your?
You need one of those like bow and arrows with them sucker cup things, and then when we're in lot 1, you can just shoot them at people's windows and fucking suction cup stick on their window, like the Orange Arrow.
Yeah, do something cool for fuck's sake,
right,
Derek.
Don't shoot real arrows, Derek.
You just you don't do anything cool.
I wear a mask. Yeah,
you do. Yeah. You need to shoot suction cup arrows at people's cars down in lot 1.
I want to see you going around just rolling on the ground, whoo, I'm Orange Arrow.
That's right. Yeah.
You
need that one of them things you can throw on the ground and they bust up the smoke.
Yeah, and you disappear.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll think of something.
We're gonna have Derek at work, just I gotta come up with something cool now.
He's gonna be welding up some weird shit tonight.
Yeah.
Well, that really sucked that we lost.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, we'll preview the Ravens. Well, I'm assuming Wednesday.
Good news is we're going to beat the Ravens 24-17.
We're back at it Thursday night. There's what is the stat on the road? We're 0 forever or something.
0-14 Sunday night football on the road.
We're Thursday night. It's
Thursday night.
It's a road stat.
It was 0-14 on the road Sunday night football or Thursday night football.
Thursday night. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know if it was prime time in general or what it was.
That's not a good. I don't really like that stat.
Well, we had the one for the Bills, right? We were 0-9 or 0 whatever it was on Sunday night as well, regardless of home or away.
Yeah.
And we beat them. So that's what
we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yay!
Are you guys going to be in that music video? I was not there.
Yep.
I was not in the music video. I saw everybody gathered around the car, and I'm like,
Derek wasn't, but the Orange Arrow was.
The Orange Arrow couldn't even get over there. Right. That's weak, man.
Man, when it comes to crowds, man, that's one of the reasons. Jim does an awesome tailgate, but one of the reasons why I don't like going over there because I hate crowds. So that was a no for me.
Yeah, I don't like the just all crammed in stuff either. Chop, did you drop it low? At least.
Oh, I don't know. It wasn't what I expected. We all just pretty much stood around YB while he did his rapping thing, just going to the beat. And I tried to do what I could.
You should have done. Video so you didn't do anything cool either, man. We gotta start.
That's because he had little kids sticking in front of my ass. Old. I was gonna stick that ass out, twerk it a little bit.
Chop just starts knocking down kids with his ass. Just
and plus, I had
get
eggs.
Out the way. Boom, get out the way.
Tori was making burritos, so I had eggs, and so my ass was a little bit sloppy, So shaking it in front of those kids, it was a no.
How about the Iceman? The Iceman do any cool moves?
He wasn't standing around me, so I'm not sure. He's in the fucking chat there, Iceman.
I think you were with
did you do for the YB?
Darth Bengal, right? Was he? I seen him.
Oh, he got Darth Bengal right up front. Darth's not real tall, so he scooted him up front so he could be right there.
Yeah, you were behind him, so I could still see you because.
Yep, and Darth was horny and ready to go.
Well, I think he said he don't know if he'll be at any more games, but I was going to say
it's true.
he's probably a little thankful that we lost because we on this streak he had put the makeup on, the orange, been cold, been freezing his ass off against the Bills, but he had to do it for the winning streak. So, but we lost.
Yeah, now Darth gets to wear a hat, and I get to shave my trim up my mustache and
pubes
and hair, my pubes. I already did that. Maybe that's why.
Maybe you got to crow the jungle down there.
Shaved my fucking crotch.
Why did you do that? Between you and Greg gave a score prediction that we were going to win, and I'm like, Greg, what are you doing? And then he's still like, no, I do the tie thing on Raleigh. And it's
when
like,
I think about cutting my hair, I
Greg.
didn't think about manscaping, and I did. I fucking shaved my shit in the shower.
Poor job.
Fuck me, man.
You and Greg.
Our dreams went down the drain with my pubic hairs.
I had my ass waxed, so that would be the last time I ever do that.
No.
Probably not.
You enjoy it too much. You enjoy that.
Man,
have you ever had that done?
You know what? Wax my ass? No, I haven't.
Let's do it. Let's take Derek.
Let's do it,
and let's record it for content.
Taint. Let's wax your taint.
Content purposes only.
Yeah.
Let's pull them fucking hairs out of your taint.
Hey Derek, you got any hot peppers? My idea for the Steelers game. I said we could go around the parking lot and ask people if they can say something nice about the Steelers or eat a hot pepper.
I mean, I got some canned jalapenos. We could bring those out.
Let's do it. Let's make people make a choice. You got to say something nice about the Steelers.
Something nice about the Steelers,
or
eat a hot pepper.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Let's see how many hot peppers. That whole can will be gone probably.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say some nice shit because my ass I cannot process hot shit anymore. I can do the chewing up and take the pain.
No, Chop. We get to be on the other side of the camera.
Thank God.
Yeah, we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Because knowing
we're not contractually obligated
like
to
coming
eat
out of me, I will not eat the pepper. I will lie my ass off.
All right, fellas. I gotta go in here and see what kind of shit show I'm walking into.
Good luck.
All right, yeah, good luck, man.
I already had my shit show for
I'm
Monday.
just going with Matt. Fuck it, it's Greg's fault.
Yep. It's always Greg's fault.
Fuck him. Fuck you, Greg, you son of a bitch. You cost us the game.
Yeah, because once again, Greg has to get ready for 4 hours when he goes to an event.
Right. He can't be on the show because he's got to get there fucking yesterday for today's shit.
This was another thing. So the game yesterday, of course, CJ Stroud scores his rushing touchdown in our end zone. And then he throws up the OH, and I'm like, oh no. Like it felt so weird to see somebody throw up the OH and me not be able to do anything.
He was fucking with you, Derek. He knew you were in that end zone.
He looked right at you and was like,
he did. It hurt my heart. I told him, I told him at the game, I talked to CJ, and I'm like, man, don't do that again. That was too
also you came a little.
I might have, but
yeah,
just a little pre-cum. No big deal.
Right.
Now we got people talking about him as like in the MVP conversation. I'm like, let's slow a roll on that. He's had a couple really good.
I mean,
that's because the NFL Network is the one that put that shit out there.
59% passing still. I mean, that's still not.
But he is averaging like what 270 yards a game or something like that.
He was already at 283 last week, 283, and he put up 356. So
yeah, it's 290 something probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, he's let him have
rookie of the
year. But
hands
Joe
down
Burrow,
rookie of the year.
I don't think Burrow necessarily killed himself in the MVP thing. If we can get on a roll here, like we talked about last week, because I mean, he still put up 300 and some.
Yeah.
Now, if
he didn't do himself any favors with the pick.
If Boyd would have caught that touchdown pass, and he would have had 3 tutties with the 300 and some yards. That would have, and we would have won on that. Comeback like that. That would have.
And Burrow put it on a dime. That pass had nothing to do with Joe Burrow, man. That pass, that was T. He needed that stick him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe if he'd have went to that event, he would have caught that pass.
Probably so.
Speaking of events,
he would have stayed more than 5 minutes and signed a fucking autograph for people paid $150 VIP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting to see if something else comes out about that. But man, it doesn't sound good as of now about showing up and leaving 5 minutes in and people.
I don't know what. Maybe
drove.
I don't know. He must have got pissed off about
talking about the Juice Gang event, Derek.
I was going to say, speaking of events, Chop, where are you going? Where are you going tonight?
He's not going.
I'm going to
Oh,
work.
you're not
He's
going?
going to work
Oh,
like
shit.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to work. Yeah, if you're suicidal, come visit.
Greg Santori, Iceman. I'm sure Bengals and Bourbon. Those guys will all be there. So the Juice Gang event, the bowling alley somewhere in Newport. I don't have the exact details in front of me, but it's like $300, but that's for a lane of 6 people. So if you go to that event, if you got a team of 6, it's $50 a person. So that's a lot more reasonable when you bowl for a couple hours. I think they're going to have Midwest Best Barbecue and something else there, food-wise as well.
Raising
Cam
Cane's.
Taylor Britt, I heard potentially, some other defensive players especially are going to be there.
Also, I heard Tyler Boyd might stop in for 5 minutes.
I
don't know.
I had heard that T. Higgins is a big bowler with CTB, so you never know. Maybe he'll swing through there as well.
You know, Cam with his dislocated finger, I don't think he's going to be doing any bowling today, though.
I don't know. Mama Juice already said if you thought he was competitive on the field, wait till you see him in bowling. So he might not let it stop him. This man apparently loves his bowling.
If it's your pointer finger, which finger was it? Because this one doesn't go in the bowling ball. It's these 2, right? It's these 3, right?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I usually just take that thing and chuck it down there.
Right.
I don't even put my fingers in that hole. I just like whatever.
All right, now I really got to go, guys. But great talk. We'll go out and we'll try to see what the Bengals have to do.
Aren't you the boss now?
You show up when you want.
Yeah, show up when you want. Man. Walk in there fucking like Conor McGregor, like, what the fuck, motherfucker? I'm the boss. Shut the fuck up. They're like, you're late, boss. Be like, you're fired, motherfucker. Get the fuck out.
That's how it works.
It don't work like that in a union, though.
It does, man. Shit rolls downhill. Sarah rules you at home, so you go in here and take it out on these motherfuckers.
Bam. That's right.
Boom.
That's true.
Go yell at somebody.
Right. Go yell at somebody. Just go in there and pick a random. Be like, what the fuck, man?
That's all them times Sarah's on him at home. He's just like biting his tongue. I can't wait to go to work so I can go off on somebody.
Like, I'm in fucking management now, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right. Love y'all.
See ya. Love you too.
But yeah, Jerome, I think you heard me. It's a Cam Taylor. It's bowling in Newport somewhere. I think it's what time is the bowling? 5 to 7. So
I have no idea.
5:30 to 7:30. I don't know.
I would have 100% went. I would have loved to have went to that thing, but
I retweeted it on Twitter today. So if you go to the Bengals and Brews page, you scroll down, or it should be somewhere, on today.
They give me a lot of notice. I just found out last week that this event's this week. I don't know how long they've been promoting it, but I just saw it like last week.
Well, they didn't want to promote it publicly until recently, so hopefully they still got all the lanes filled. And I mean, it's all to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club that Cam's a big part of. So that's the biggest thing with it. And
yeah,
I know they're doing an auction. I think they're going to be some of the Juice Gang hats for sale, stuff like that. You could have paid $750 and got like the VIP and got meet and greet and stuff started earlier. But I don't know. I went to work. I already had missed a couple days last week for different stuff. So
yeah, well, I can't miss work or else they take my bonus money that I work for.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hit some more bets in order to not have that.
I know. Believe me, I'm trying, but I'm whittling away that money I got.
Well, you gotta have enough for the jersey.
Oh, look here. Iceman's gonna be signing autographs.
Oh, that's what matters. So should we go ahead and do this? Should we just go ahead and do the spinner? It takes forever.
We're giving away a jersey. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so before your money's gone, before any more. Can I talk if I unmute? Can you hear me, Chop? If I'm unmuted, unmute yourself.
Did it automatically mute me when this was going on? Bengals Aaron, Cincy something or another.
And it muted me too. So when the video plays, it mutes you automatically. But I unmuted myself, so okay. Yeah, it took
Ron Steed 20. Look at that name.
It took forever. It took forever. It when it uploaded, the video was only 32 seconds, but when it uploaded way slower. So it's like a minute something. I don't know why. I redid it 3 times.
Yeah.
And it still did it the same way. So That's why I was like, well, at least we'll sit here and talk while we're waiting.
How many entries is it total?
Oh, shoot. There was like 380.
Jesus.
Yeah, 380 total entries. So,
well, good luck to
shout
all
out to everybody.
380 participants. We
we
appreciate
see
you subscribing and
Signature.
liking our show.
Dalton's signature won that T. Higgins jersey. And then, did you get that hat, the Ted Karras hat to that woman yet?
I'm shipping it on my day off is Thursday.
Okay.
100%
So that hat,
swear to
and
God.
now this
I'm
third
shipping
giveaway
on
in a
Thursday.
row, and the winner for this one in 12
is it?
hours, if it ever stops. Taylor Cornell. You're
Taylor
our winner.
Cornell. Go
So-
to this one will be easy because I don't have to go to the post office to ship it. So all Taylor has to do, if you're watching, Taylor, and if not, we'll send you a message, but just got to go to Fanatics, pick it out, and then send the link to they can send it to the Bengals and Brews DM, and then you can send it to me, Dale. And I'll
Or
just go
you
ahead.
could just DM Chop. I'm going to tell him to DM Chop.
All right, you can DM me porkchop1972 on Twitter, and then or X or whatever the fuck you call it, and then I'll just I'll pick up the tab. You just got to go on there and find it and hit the link. Send me the link. I'm gonna need your address though.
So I
Well,
sent
you
him a
looking for one,
message.
Dale? Are you Taylor Connor?
Yeah, that's my. I'm DMing you right now to tell you what jersey I want. No, I was wanting to get like maybe a Cam Taylor Britt like orange jersey, but they don't have them. You have to get a custom one. I don't
the
have any
juice
orange
game?
jerseys, and I was like, you know what? I might get an orange one just to switch it up. For once.
Every orange one is custom.
No, they have like Joe Burrow and Chase
yeah.
and Higgins, but they don't have just a Taylor Britt.
Yeah,
Now, if I want a juice gang on it, it had to be custom anyways. But I'm just saying, like,
I got my juice game coming. I got a black one
coming. I could go to that lady, but I don't. What's the orange look like?
My Zeus one's orange. It looks good. I wore it to.
I got that Teddy Karras.
I wore it to the preseason game, and then I wore it to the. I wore it to the last game when you were there, the Bills game, because I was in the
I
orange
think
section.
I've seen it a couple times.
It looks good.
Well, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm hoping,
I also appreciate it, and congratulations to our jersey winner once again.
and we'll probably have some more giveaways, and
Yep.
definitely probably do something. If not, do like draft time, we'll do something fun.
Hey, just so everybody knows, last year the Ravens was the team that I bet 24-17 and won that bet. So everybody should bet 24-17 on the Ravens this week.
You
I
think
mean,
it's gonna
on
happen
Cincinnati
again?
to beat the Ravens.
I'm gonna
Not
bet,
on the Ravens, on the Ravens game.
I'm gonna bet on the Ravens.
Maybe bet it both ways. That way, who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday to preview that Ravens game since it's a short
Sure.
week. We appreciate y'all. Chop's got to go.